PS4 and welcome back to another Minecraft video. In today's video, I will be showing you how to build 5 simple redstone circuits. So make sure to stay to the end so you can learn how to build all of them. How I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to quickly show you how these work and explain how they work, and then I'm going to build them block by block so you all can see it. So the first one, all you gotta do, flick this lever, so we'll go back and forth extremely fast. Then as I make this repeater have a longer delay, it gets slower and slower. How this works is this redstone torch right here is powering this piston, but when I put this piece of redstone here and put a redstone chain with a repeater, it goes into this block. And when a redstone torch is being powered, the block it's on is being powered, it turns off. So when it's constantly being powered and then depowered, it makes a repeating signal that is just slow enough that it can power a piston and make it go extremely fast. Now on to number 2. Number 2 is a design that can not be used on pistons, but is the same thing. It just works on dispensers and it fires it much faster. In this dispenser right here, I'm going to put 17 arrows, and when I pull this lever once, it fires all 17 of those arrows. Put it down. So how this one works is I have a comparator and 3 pieces of redstone on the comparator and then 1 piece of redstone on the dispenser, and then I power the comparator. The comparator is in compare mode, is in subtract mode. See, when that's lit up, it's in subtract mode, and it does that. When it's not lit up, it does not work. Number 3 is an extremely simple redstone torch chain. This can be used to put a redstone signal up super high. You could even put this to the sky limit. You could put this to the sky limit and have a dispenser shoot down water so you can get up to the sky. There's a lot of possibilities. But it's very simple. When I flick this lever, this piston extends. And when I flick it again, it retracts. So how this works is this redstone torch is powering this block with a redstone torch on it, which depowers this, powered, depowered. And if I go up one more, it will be powered, which means that this will be always on. So this one's off and this one's on. But when I press this, like that, this is depowered, which means this one's powered, so it gets depowered and then powered. If that doesn't make sense, I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments section below. Now on to number 4. Alright, number 4 is the one that looks the most complicated and has the most going on. This is what's called a redstone clock. So how this works is that there are items going into each hopper. There are 2 hoppers facing each other, and there's a comparator sensing how many are in here, powering this block and powering a piston. When all of these are in here and there's nothing in here, this piston will depower because this comparator will no longer have a signal because there's nothing in here, and it will push the redstone block over here. And when it gets pushed over here, this thing can no longer put it to the side, which means these items can only funnel into this hopper. So I'll show you how to build that in a second. Let me just get to the last thing I have to show you. Now, for number 5, this may look complicated, but it really isn't. All this is an observer chain. So when I press this, it will send 1 pulse or 2 pulses up to the piston because the observer notices a change. When I press this, 1 pulse, 1 pulse, 1 pulse, because observers sense changes in blocks. Observers sense a couple changes. If something goes in front of their face, they'll do a redstone signal. If an observer sees another observer get powered, it will send a redstone signal. So for all of these, I just have observers facing different observers, which means whenever this gets powered, whenever this senses a power in this will get powered. Whenever this senses a power in this will get powered. Whenever this senses a power in this will get powered, and so on and so forth. You could take this anywhere. You could do it straight up, and then whenever this piston right here senses a chain, there will be a thing here. You could do it to the side, and then you could do it here, And then you could do it here. Just make sure that the face is always facing the observer you want it to face. Now, let's get into building them. Alright, so the first redstone build, what you want to start out with is you want to place a block and then a redstone torch, and then place whatever kind of piston you want, and place whatever block you want on top of it. Then what you're going to want to do is place redstone right here, here. This has to be a repeater right here, set to however many ticks delay you would like. Redstone, redstone, redstone. And now it's repeating a whole bunch. Now what you're going to want to do is get a lever and put it really anywhere you want. You could put it here, and it would turn off. Just put it somewhere so it's directly powering this block, or any of these redstone signals. You could put it here, right here. It doesn't matter. So that is the first redstone device. Now on to the second one. So in order to build number 2, all you have to do is place a comparator, then a piece of redstone dust all around, switch it to subtract mode, put a lever, and then put your dispenser right here. Now put a piece of redstone dust right here. Now as you can see, it repeats. Make sure that you don't put the dispenser directly in front of this piece of redstone dust, or else it does not work. Because as you can see, when I put this right here, and I put the piece of redstone dust, it fires once, but doesn't fire any more times. So make sure that you put the dispenser right here. But guys, now that you've made it this far in the video, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button, because that would be amazing. Now on to number 3. Number 3 is also extremely simple. All you gotta do is put a redstone torch, and then a grass block, and then a redstone torch, and then a grass block, and then a redstone torch, and then a grass block, and then a redstone torch, and then a grass block. And then once you're as high as you want, and when you have what input you want, just put whatever you want to power. Right here, it can be right here, it can be right here. You can have 4 different things you want to power. It really doesn't matter. And then all you gotta do, drop back down here, don't break your legs, and then put power to that block. And then, if all of these blocks worked successfully, this should be off, as you can see. Now on to number 4. Number 3 is the hopper clock. Now this one is probably the most complicated of them all. To start things off, you're going to want to put a hopper just like that, or a block just like that. Put your hopper going into the block, mine the block, then put your hopper going into the other block. Now whatever items you should put in here should be constantly going through each hopper. And then what you're going to want to do, put a comparator out right there, put a comparator out right there, and then put a block, redstone dust, and then put a repeater coming out of that redstone dust. It may be easier for you to do this and then put a repeater. That might be easier, but then simply put a redstone block on one of these, and then put a stack of items into the hopper, and it will switch every time. Once this is full, there will no longer be a single here, and it will switch. So in order to take an output from this, the way you receive power from this is just come here, or to whatever side you want, and just put a power from the redstone block, and then you'll be good to go, because this redstone block will switch positions every single time. Now on to number 5. Now, number 5 is really the hardest one to demonstrate, because it really depends what your needs are. If you need to go straight up in the air, I recommend using the redstone torch change, because that's easier. But if you need to go straight up in the air, just go straight up in the air. I mean, that's really it. In order to build this one, you have to understand observer placement. When you place it, and it will always be the side that the output is on. This is the side that senses things. This is the side that puts an output. And when you place it here, it will show you the side that the output is on. This arrow is also helpful. Sense, output, where the arrow is pointing. For this one, wherever you want to go, if you want to go like this, then you can do that, and then you can do that. Make sure the face is pointing at the block in the observer chain. Okay, then you could do that. Then you can do that, maybe some of this action, and then maybe some of this action. You could make a heart out of observers, you know, it's just a lot of stuff you could do, and then all you gotta do is put this here, and yeah, now you just put a blockchain right here. But as you can see, it takes a little bit of time. So guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And since you stayed till the end, I'm going to give you something special. My very own precious observer. Here you go. You got an observer. Here, you can have my piston and my lever and my grass block. You can have all my grass blocks. And guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And feel free to check out any of my other videos on this channel. Goodbye.